Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Casey. And what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Casey's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give her while we are working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go of the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Casey's been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Casey is seated nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they'll demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Casey take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Casey heel, and then you just start walking and she'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. And we've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, Casey will sit. There's that sit. It's important when you're heeling Casey that she walks nicely on your left at your pace without trying to pull ahead or lag behind. If she did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to the training collar, and repeat your command to heel and start walking again. And the next command they'll demonstrate is our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred uses the open flat of his left palm and inches from Casey's muzzle, and the one-word command to stay. He walks out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to build up self-control in Casey. You want to start practicing this one at about a minute and work your way up in increments to about 3. Now as Fred returns back to her, he's going to walk all the way around her, providing an added distraction as he goes behind, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds her sit-stay throughout. He gives her some praise and heels her right out of it. I'll show you a little more heel, sit, and stay. There's the automatic sit. Heel. And brings her back around. Puts her in a sit. Gives her a stay. Back out to the end of that leash. So this time he demonstrates the come and recall command right out of the down. Calls her in using her name. She comes and sits in front. Then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred heels her right around the back of him to get her right back to his left-hand side heel position, and she sits. He'll demonstrate it one more time. Has her in a sit, gives her a stay, walks out to the end of the training leash. Calls her in using her name. She's going to come and sit in front. And then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him and gets her right back to his left-hand side heel position, and she sits. Nicely done. It's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Casey about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate your commands with her into your daily routine. Next we'll be showing you our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred will use his open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives her a stay and walks out to the end of the training leash. This is another great exercise to build up that self-control in Casey. So start practicing this one at about 3 minutes and work your way up to about 5. When he returns back to her, he walks all the way around as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds her down stay throughout, and gives her some praise and heels her right out of it. We'll show you that down command one more time when they come back around. Now you see Casey's doing very well, but if for any reason she doesn't respond to one of your commands, it's always important to follow through with her. So the first word out of your mouth is no, followed by a tug and let go correction to that training collar, and then you're going to repeat the command you had given her. Fred gave her the down again, gave her a stay, and walks out to the end of that leash. This time he'll demonstrate that come or recome command right out of the down, calls her in, she comes and sits in front, and then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him and gets her right back to his left-hand side, heel position, and she sits. Nicely done. We'll give them a second to get lined up for a down from a distance command. This will be our down from a distance command. You're going to have her in a sit, give her a stay, walk out to the end of your training leash. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop her into a down from the end of the training leash.
Down. No.
She only went halfway, so he's going to give a tug and let go correction and repeat it.
Stay.
He then returns to her by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. And heels her right out of it.
Stay.
We've demonstrated our basic obedience. We've also gone ahead and started to advance our training a little. So we're going to show you a couple commands here, completely off leash. Fred puts her in a sit, gave her a stay, dropped the leash. Now he walks the perimeter of the building, and she holds that sit stay throughout. He comes back to her, gives her the down, still completely off leash, and walks away again. Now you see, even though she's doing this really well for us, you're going to need to build up to this. So we don't expect you to go home immediately and start working with her commands off leash. We want you to go home, practice 15 to 20 minutes a day with her on leash, and build up to this. But this will just give you some idea of what she is capable of, as long as you put in that 15 to 20 minutes a day with her. So he walked the perimeter of the building again. She held that down stay throughout. Excellent job. All right, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands we've worked on with Casey here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Casey, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.